Hey mathematicians, today our lesson is multi-step problem solving involving multiplication. Our TEK is 4.5a to represent multi-step problems with whole numbers using strip diagrams and equations with a letter standing for the unknown quantity. Let's go ahead and read our learning goal together. Today I am learning how to solve multi-step word problems so I can estimate and solve real-world problems. I'll know I have it when I can determine what a problem is asking, I can determine what information is given in a problem, I can determine if a problem requires more than one step, I can draw a model of the problem, I can use a multiplication strategy to solve a problem, and I can answer a problem in a complete sentence. Let's go ahead and see why we need problem solving. Why is problem solving important to us? Problem solving is a basic life skill and is essential to our day-to-day lives. We solve problems every day without really knowing how we did it. Problem solving allows us to identify issues, figure out what is wrong, and determine a way to fix them. For example, it's raining outside and you have to walk to school. There are lots of possible solutions. You can wear a raincoat, you can take an umbrella, you can ask for a ride to school. You might be thinking, but why do I need math for this? We use math every day and we often don't even realize it. For example, your teacher asks you to bring snacks for the whole class next week. You will need to be able to figure out how many students need snacks and how many days you need to bring snacks for. Believe it or not, you also use math at recess. Say you challenge your best friend to a monkey bar contest. You want to know who can do more than 50 monkey bars without stopping. You will need to know how many bars are on your playground and how many times you will need to climb them to get to 50. Let's go ahead and review our vocabulary before we get started on our lesson. So remember, an expression is a mathematical phrase without an equal sign. An equation is a number sentence that shows two quantities are equal. So if you notice in our expression, 8 times 4, there is no equal sign. But in our equation, 8 times 4 equals 32, there is an equal sign. So equation equal. A variable is a symbol for a value we don't know yet, usually a letter that represents a numerical value. So in this example, 5 times 4 equals x. X is our variable because we don't yet know the answer. Strip diagram is a model used to illustrate number relationships. All right, let's go ahead and get started on our mini lesson. So we're going to be using the strip diagram anchor chart today. We're going to be asking ourselves, do we have a total? If we can answer yes to that question, I have a total, we then need to determine, do we need equal parts or groups? If we answer no, we don't need equal parts or groups, we are going to be using subtraction. If we answer yes, we do need equal parts or groups, we're going to be using division. Now, if we don't have a total, that means that we have parts, and we need to determine, do we need equal parts or groups? If we don't need equal parts or groups, we're going to be adding. If we do have equal parts or groups, that means we're going to be multiplying. Okay, so these are our steps for problem solving. We're first going to read the problem. We're then going to write an answer sentence. Then we need to determine what information we have in the problem. We're then going to draw a strip diagram or picture representing the problem. Then we're going to solve and check our work. So our first example reads, Lucy bought 7 cases of glue to make slime. Each case has 16 bottles. She can make 2 containers of slime with each glue bottle. How many containers of slime can she make? So our first step is to write an answer sentence. This is a response to the question that's being asked. So we were asked, how many containers of slime can she make? We would respond to that by saying, Lucy can make blank containers of slime. So even though we don't know the answer yet, we can still respond to that question, and when we've found our answer, we can fill in the blank. So our next step is going to be to determine what information does the question give us. What do we know in the problem? We know that there are 7 cases of glue. We also know that each case has 16 bottles. So in one case, there are 16 bottles of glue. One glue bottle can make 2 containers of slime. What we don't know is how many containers we can make. So our third step is going to be to draw a strip diagram or a picture. So I've drawn a picture of 7 cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cases, and in each case I've gone ahead and put 16 glue bottles in each case. Our equation to represent that picture would be 7 cases times 16 bottles, and then when we solve that, that will give us 112 glue bottles. But we're not done yet. So now that we know how many glue bottles we have, we now need to figure out how many containers of slime we need. So notice that my label in my answer sentence is containers, not bottles. So I need to solve for containers. So I'm going to draw another picture. One glue bottle can make 2 containers of slime. So I know that I have 112 bottles. So I'm going to take those 112 bottles and I'm going to multiply by 2 because one glue bottle can make 2 containers. So if I have 112 glue bottles, I need to multiply that or double that to see how many containers I can make. So our equation would be 112 bottles times 2 containers equals 224 containers of slime. So then we'll just go ahead and put our number back in our answer sentence, and our answer sentence can read, Lucy can make 224 containers of slime. So our next example says Mr. Remedies spends 45 minutes ironing his clothes each week. How many minutes will he spend ironing his clothes in a year? And then we're given the information 1 year equals 52 weeks. So our answer sentence, remember, is just a response to the question. So how many minutes will he spend ironing his clothes in a year? We would respond to that saying, Mr. Remedies spends blank minutes ironing in 1 year. So next we need to go ahead and write down the information that we have. We know that Mr. Remedies spends 45 minutes each week ironing. We also know that 1 year is 52 weeks. So next I'm going to draw a strip diagram or a picture. So I've gone ahead and drawn a strip diagram. So I know that there are 52 weeks in a year. Well, I don't want to draw 52 boxes. That is going to take me forever. So what I can do is I can draw this first and last box, right? If I know that I need 52, I can label this my first box and my 52nd box. And then in the middle, I can use these ellipses with parentheses 50, meaning that this space here represents 50 more boxes. So this is our 2 through 51 weeks, or 2nd through 51st weeks. And I know that inside each one of those is 45 minutes. And then I'm going to just use the letter M to represent minutes for my total. So next we need to figure out our equation. We're going to use our strip diagram anchor chart to do this. So do I have a total? No, I don't know my total. I'm looking for a total amount of minutes. So no, but I do have parts. So this means I need to combine my parts. But how do I combine my parts? Do I need to add or do I need to multiply? So let's ask ourselves, do we have equal parts or groups? Yes, all of my parts have 45 minutes in them. So that means I'm going to be multiplying. So now we can write our equation. I'm going to multiply 45 minutes times 52 weeks gives me a total, a product of 2,340 minutes. And I can rewrite my answer in my answer sentence. So it reads, Mr. Remedies spends 2,340 minutes ironing in 1 year. All right, our last example says, the 4th grade class filled candy bags for the school's spring carnival. Kylie filled 6 candy bags. Nia filled 6 times as many candy bags as Kylie. Abigail filled 17 fewer candy bags than Nia. How many candy bags did Abigail fill? So our first step is to write our answer sentence. So Abigail filled blank candy bags. So remember, we're just responding to that question and leaving a blank for the answer. Next, we're going to record our information. So we know that Kylie filled 6 candy bags. We also know that Nia filled 6 times as much as Kylie did, and that Abigail has 17 fewer than Nia. So what I'm going to do so I can help keep this information straight is I'm going to create a chart. I'm going to have a column for Kylie, a column for Nia, and a column for Abigail. Then I'm going to fill in what I know about how much candy they have. I know that Kylie has 6 bags. I also know that Nia has 6 times as much as Kylie. So if Kylie has 6 and Nia has 6 times more, I know I'm going to be multiplying 6 times 6, and then I can figure out how much Nia has. And I also know that Abigail is going to have 17 fewer or 17 less than Nia. So I'm going to use n for Nia, and then 17 less, so n minus 17. So I'm going to first solve for how many candy bags Nia has. I can do this by using a strip diagram. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts, and in each of those parts I'm going to put a 6 for Kylie. So 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Because all of my parts are equal, I know that I'm going to be multiplying. So 6 times 6 equals 36. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in for Nia. I know that Nia has 36 bags of candy. For Abigail, I'm going to draw a second strip diagram. I do have a total, right? I know that Nia has 36 bags of candy. And I also know that Abigail has 17 less than Nia. So I know that 17 plus something is going to give me 36. Well, knowing what I know about fact families, I also know that 36 minus 17 is going to give me a total for Abigail. So my equation would be 36, that's Nia's total, minus 17, 17 fewer, is going to give me 19 candy bags. So I know that Abigail is going to have 19 candy bags. So another way that we can draw this strip diagram, we can actually combine those two strip diagrams into one. We would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 36 candy bags. We know that 36 is Nia's total. We also know that when we combine Abigail's total plus the 17, we would also get 36. So we can combine those two strip diagrams into two and still be able to solve.